Hi everyone, this is Katya. Welcome to the channel if you're new, and hi to all of you who are already here. Today I wanted to share what I've been working on during my first week of the CG Basics course at Smirnov School. It's a program mainly focused on digital game art, but I'm applying the principles to illustration. The very first exercises were all about the fundamentals, like creating smooth gradients with a flat brush that doesn't have any soft edges, and learning how to color pick properly, so to create that smoothness without actually going to the softness of the brushes. It's simple but super useful to know how to do that. Then came the classic sphere exercise. We started in grayscale, learning to shape the form, and then moved into color. I also drew on some principles I picked up from Eblen's Greymatter course, especially his idea of light as additive. That was, my mind was blown there. It's a really good course, really suggested. It really clicked for me after I watched his course. So still I found myself constantly adjusting the values to keep the sphere smooth and not lumpy. And the main light source, as you can see, was the sunlight with parallel rays, which made the shading a lot easier, to be honest, and clearer. And moving into the color stage, I discovered how powerful layer modes can be. The teacher here used multiply for shadows, screen, and add for highlights, plus some clever overpainting tricks at the end, and there were some tips on how to use layers to make things pretty, as he expressed it. And honestly, I usually don't rely that much on layer modes. I do like to use them, but this was a different way to approach it, and it was very useful. I ended up making two spheres, one by following the tutorial exactly, and the second one where I experimented myself. So basically I took the same layers and I just tried to redraw another sphere with the same kind of layer sandwich. And in the first version there was a purple reflection in the shadow that I wasn't a big fan of, because the floor leaned more toward bluish red than pure purple. So it looks good, but as an illustrator you can always bend a bit the reality to make things look prettier. But I wanted to test a more realistic approach here, and after the spheres we moved on to material practice. So I picked a few random references like coffee skin, the zipper, and on the wallet, and with my mentor's feedback I refined them a bit. So I added more texture to the coffee because it looked like chocolate, and deepened the shadows on the skin for the baby, and brought actually more detail into the zipper also with the textures, because I think that looks better. And that wraps up my first week in CG Basics. Thank you so much guys for watching, and I really will be glad if you find this useful, and if you have any questions feel free to ask them in the comments. So in the next video what I'm going to be doing is drawing a book, and I'm already recording the full process for you. So I hope to see you there. Thank you. Bye.